You'd think that with Austin's rapid growth, renting out your house would be easy, right? Well, not exactly. A lot of homeowners are finding it surprisingly difficult to get their property leased quickly for the price they expected. So what's going on? If you're thinking about turning your home into a rental or struggling to find tenants, this video is for you. So if you're a homeowner, an investor, or anyone considering renting out their home in the Austin, Texas area, by the end of this video, you'll understand why rental demand isn't as high as many think today, the biggest mistake landlords make when listing their property, how to make your rental stand out in this market, and then when it actually makes more sense to sell rather than to rent. It's a common myth that because Austin's population is growing so fast, that renting your house out would be easy. It sounds logical. After all, we keep hearing about the growth and the people that are moving, but the reality is Austin's rental market has shifted. Inventory is up, corporate relocations have slowed down a little bit, and renters, well, now they have more choices than ever. I'm Ian of Austin. I'm a Texas realtor. I've been helping homeowners and investors make smart real estate decisions. I've helped clients rent, buy, sell, and invest all over the Austin, Texas market. And today I'll share strategies you need to successfully lease your property in this market. Let's start with the reality. If you tried to rent your home out in 2021 or 2022, you probably had multiple applications within days. I know I saw that a lot, but that's not the case anymore. The biggest reason, oversupply. Austin's real estate boom led to massive construction, tons of new apartment complexes, luxury rentals, and even build to rent communities, like houses that are being built that you can never own because they're rental only. And guess what? Many of these properties offer better amenities, lower deposits, and move-in specials that private landlords struggle to compete with. I had a lease once that, for all intents and purposes, was incredible, well, at least for the right tenant. It had a Tesla solar roof, Tesla power walls, which was like a battery backup. It was basically a brand new construction home, a couple years, but still. And my client's job situation changed, and that required them to relocate, but not at a time that they were expecting. It was kind of the worst possible time. It was right when the return to work mandates hit really hard, and suddenly Austin had all this rental inventory. It had skyrocketed like 5 times the amount of homes available compared to the previous year, same time. So renters had all these choices, and they had zero urgency to grab any one house, even as unique as this. We ended up not even being able to lease it. We had to sell it. And this is why understanding the market timing is kind of crucial when deciding whether or not to lease or sell. And this is a great example of it being kind of outside of everyone's realm of control. And then, landlords make mistakes sometimes. They're human. There are a lot of homeowners that just assume their rental will go quickly, even at a high price. But here's where they go wrong. Just because your mortgage is $2,500 a month doesn't mean the tenants will pay that. If similar rentals are in your area for like $2,200 a month, then yours is going to sit vacant. Having bad photos or bad marketing, if you're using outdated photos or no video walkthrough, today video walkthroughs are still happening on leases. You're losing out on potential tenants. And then having like kind of strict lease terms, no pets, high security deposits, really, really high credit requirements. These can have tenants looking at apartments instead of your place. I had a client that was determined to find the perfect tenant. They wanted a 700 plus credit score, a job making 3 times the rent, and then several $100s above market rent monthly. And I'm like, man, if they have all that, why wouldn't they just buy a house? We ended up finding a tenant that looked amazing on paper. Great credit, solid job, background checks, everything. They didn't pay rent for 6 months. We had to get some people involved. It was one of those too good to be true situations. Being selective is important, but being unrealistic can cost you thousands. Is any of this helpful? If so, let me know in the comments. And if you have anything that you'd like to add, please feel free. So let's talk about ways to make your home stand out a little bit. And how do you actually get tenants in this market, or kind of a tougher market? One way, obviously, competitive pricing. So don't just look at your mortgage, look at comps. What else has rented out in the area? Not what's active for rent necessarily, but what has actually closed and at what lease price. What are people paying? because you can price it slightly below the market or what people are paying, and that will allow you to attract multiple applicants. I did this once with a property, and we ended up getting 78 applications in like a week. It was awesome. Like I said before, you can actually elevate your marketing even though this is a lease with high quality photos, a video tour, maybe a really good listing description. All of those can make a difference. I was actually doing that earlier today on Zillow. They have this extra thing where you can create a 3D tour, but you have to physically go to the house and do it. It's one of those things that most realtors, real estate agents, homeowners, they don't do because it's an extra step that isn't advertised a lot. But it still gets more views and hopefully more saves and applications on your property. You can make your lease terms flexible, like allowing pets, shorter lease options, or lower deposits, and all of those can dramatically increase how many tenants apply for your place. And then why not throw in some incentives? Maybe you can do half a month free rent or covering a utility bill for the first 3 months. And the thing is, renting your home out isn't always the right answer. Sometimes you might have to sell it. Imagine if your property taxes are really high or maintenance costs. Those can be unpredictable and your return on investment might be a little weak. If all of those things are awry, it might be smarter to sell. And a lot of homeowners just kind of assume that renting their house is a good financial decision because they'll make money every month. But when you do the math, it doesn't always work out as planned. So here's an example. Property taxes in Texas, no homestead exemption on rentals. You need to know that. Insurance, it can be more expensive than an owner-occupied property because you have to change the policy type. And then like with maintenance, I once had a tenant call me on a 100-degree day because the AC went out. And I had no choice but to offer hotel accommodations until it was fixed. That's money straight out of your pocket. I've had homeowners think they're making money, but when they factor in the taxes, the maintenance, the vacancy rates, they're actually losing money. So if you're debating between renting or selling, let's chat and I'll help you crunch the numbers. Austin's real estate market just isn't as easy as it used to be. We do have the oversupply, pricing mistakes, and high maintenance costs, and that can all make renting your home out a little more challenging. But don't forget, my job is to help people find or sell a place. And if you don't know where to start, you can always visit ianofAustin.com. There are tons of resources on there, and that will help you on your journey. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope to have earned you as a subscriber, and I'd love for you to watch one of these videos next. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian of Austin, and I'll see you in the next one.